Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ezekiel Kuhoga from OQP Community Network. Today, I want to discuss with you very briefly on the habit, and especially the negative habit and how one can avoid it. Now, let's go straight to discuss now what makes a habit, or what is a habit. Well, by defining, I would call a habit is any activity which has been done repeatedly more and more until it becomes a part of you. Now, why do I say a part of you? When I say a part of you, I mean it has reached to the point you are doing it without even thinking. You are doing it even when you don't want to. That is when I can call that activity a habit. Now, let's go now to the positive and negative habit. Any positive habit is a result of a positive thinking. Any positive habit is a result of a positive thinking. Now, let me try to recap. In my previous video, I discussed about the positive thinking, and I said, in order for your kind of thinking to be called positive thinking, it must support three things. One, it must support growth, your personal growth and growth of those who surround you. And growth can be many aspects. It can be spiritual growth, it can be financial growth, it can be even mentally growth. It has to support growth to you and to those who surround you. It doesn't matter, they are your neighbors, they are your family, but it has to support growth. But number two, it has to support a good well-being, and good well-being can be also can be spiritual. It can be psychological. It can be health. It can be the love in the society. If it makes you feel good, and you, not just you, but you and your friends, you and your neighbor, anybody, without segregating on any criteria, then that is a positive thinking. And number three, in order for you to be a positive thinker, your thinking must support peace and harmony. It doesn't matter where you are. But if your kind of thinking it supports peace and harmony, then I would call that a positive thinking. Now, any activity or any thought against these three fundamentals I've just mentioned, I can call it directly that is a negative thinking, and the outcome of negative thinking gives a negative habit. Now, I must admit that almost everybody on this earth is a victim of a negative habit. Everybody's struggling. Almost everybody. I'm not sure, but what I've noticed from many of the textbooks I've read, from many speakers that I've listened to, everybody says someone is always struggling with some sort of habit. But the difference is, there are those who have decided to give in. They have let their negative habits ruin them. And there are those who are struggling to get out. And always there are fruits for you who keeps on fighting it. And one statement which I can use, I can say, it's okay to have a negative habit. It's okay. I repeat it again. What is not okay is to keep it. It's okay to have it. So you find yourself watching Facebook for a long time, it's okay. You find yourself looking for Instagram, it's okay. You find yourself looking at the pornographic site, it's okay. But what is not okay is to keep doing what you are doing, despite knowing that is wrong. You see. Now let's go directly to the message, like how can you stop having a negative habit. And this is I think is the most crucial part. I've read the book Think and Grow Rich, which has been written by Napoleon Hill, and on one chapter which he discussed 30 causes of failure, he mentioned something about having success orientation or failure orientation. That many people, they're always having either of these two orientation. There are some people who can solve any problem with a positive orientation, and there are some who can solve it with a negative or failure orientation. And these two orientations can give you two different results. Now, I can give an example. For example, you know you have a problem of procrastinating. Everything you want to do, you always push it forward for, I don't know, you want to have fun, you just feel lazy or something like that. And it comes to the point, you know this is the problem and you need to change it. Now, using a negative orientation, you will say, I don't want to procrastinate. I want to stop procrastinating. I want to stop procrastinating. That is a good intention, but it's a negative orientation. I repeat again, that is a good intention, but it's a negative orientation. And he suggests that instead of saying, I don't want to procrastinate, you can say, I want to become persistent. I want to start being a persistent. I want to persist. I want to be committed. I want to be the, so you stop the don't and you go with the I want, I will, I am. And I think the reason for this is because I believe there is no void in the universe. Of course, we believe there is a vacuum in the universe, but I think there is no something void. Always something has to be occupied. And for anything to be occupied, it's just not possible to cast away the negative habit and remain empty. You see, so you say, I want to stop watching pornographic movies. But okay, now you stop. You have removed that habit. Now, then what? There is where the problem comes. Now, you can stop today, you can go tomorrow, and the day after that, you find that irresistible force that drags you back to what you were doing the other day. So, using this suggestion which Napoleon Hill used, what I can propose is that instead of you to focus on stopping or avoiding that negative habit, you can start by looking something worthy to do. And this something worthy to do will automatically replace what you have been trying to avoid all the time. So I can give an example. You have been spending, let's say, 6 hours a day watching the Facebook. Every time you watch on the Facebook, you would go for 45 minutes, and then maybe after that you go to eat. Soon after eating, you go to the Facebook again for another 1 hour. Before sleeping, you go to the Facebook again for another hour. Now, you can't just say, now I'm stopping to watch Facebook for 1 hour. It can't be that easy. But what can make it easy, you have now to start making the goals. Like, I have to give myself the task which I want to do today. And you can give yourself tasks and commit yourself that you have to do these tasks anyway. And this is how you will automatically find yourself, like, when you are doing this task, automatically you will find yourself not having time of doing that meaningless activity, of doing that negative habit. I have experienced it myself. Back in time, before I started reading these books, I've started reading very, very seriously in 2019. And since then, one of the activities which I was giving myself was to make sure that I read a book. Now, it happened in the beginning, I would find myself not having time. But the truth is, I had a lot of time, but I was using it on these bad habit activities. I was using it a lot. But when I now decided to truly commit myself to do these things, I started getting time to do some reading. And automatically, I found myself minimizing time to do other negative stuff. For example, for the Instagram, I also used to go over the Instagram at night before I sleep. Every day, every night, I would spend more than 40 minutes going over the Instagram, even if I know something is useless. And sometimes I even find myself like, I have gone over the Instagram for the past 5 minutes. There is nothing new, but still something tells me, oh man, I have to go over the Instagram again and again and again and again and again. And later, you find yourself looking at the bad images, bad videos, and they even start to distract you, to give you the thoughts which were not even there before. But ever since I started giving myself assignment to read, automatically I started finding the time less and less and less to do other stuff. Now I've reached to the point, at night I don't watch Instagram at all. Of course, during the day I watch Instagram, and in fact, it's not even a sin. It's not a bad thing to go over the Instagram. It's not a bad thing to go over the Facebook, but it's becoming sickening when going over the Facebook or Instagram becomes extreme. It becomes too much that it robs you your time. It robs you your pleasure. You know you don't want to do it, but you still do it. And it's the case for many, many, many people. So this is my biggest message to you now. If you are still struggling with a bad habit, and good enough you know that it's a negative habit and you want to avoid it, that's a very good thing, and it's the primary thing that you're supposed to have. But the second thing is, don't focus on stopping that negative habit. Instead, focus on finding something useful to do. We have started reading, me and my fellow members from the Occupy Community Network, we give ourselves a task of reading 7 pages per day. It's so difficult, and many people cannot afford it because they think they have too much to do. But committing yourself to read 7 pages a day, trust me, it will help you to avoid doing many, many stupid stuff, which you could be doing now. So I don't want to take so much time talking about this, but this is my simple message. Do not focus on avoiding the negative habit. Instead, focus on finding useful activities and give yourself a task to perform those activities in the given time. And this is how you will automatically manage to alter your habit slowly to the point where you will be using your time more effectively for useful stuff. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this message will be useful to you. And in any case, please let me know how has this message helped you by commenting on the comment section below. Apart from that, don't forget to like video, don't forget to subscribe, but more importantly, don't forget to share it to your friends, to your brothers, to your sister, to your family, so that we can all impact each other for the better good. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Bye bye.